do yourself this massive favor, and your future self will certainly thank you for it. This is something that, again, we've talked about for years and years and years, but buying food storage, 25-year shelf life, food storage, getting water, maybe even be a runoff system on your house, and you are having runoff come into a 55-gallon drum or something like that, or some cistern where you can collect the water, purify it, having a water purification system, storing up some gas, maybe some rec gas, some energy, maybe solar panels, solar generator, gas generator, for times of need, obviously, and having some ammo, guns, food, there, obviously, but security, maybe some land, building up community, the number one thing. We talk about these things a lot. I end a lot of these videos talking about this, but it truly is. I want to make a separate video again about this. I haven't done this in a while, but we talk about the 5Gs. You heard all these different things in the prepper world and prepping and things like that, but it's just being cognizant of what's happening. Everyone remembers what happened during the lockdowns in March of 2020, and toilet paper going through the roof, and hand gel and things like that. Get prepared now. The time to get prepared is now. And that way you're not hoarding things and gouging and hoarding and all that stuff. When people are rushing the store, you're not part of the problem. You're not adding to the chaos. You're not adding to the mess. But just buying, little bits here and there. And I had something before that was like, well, that is hoarding. I mean, that person, what we call someone, when you're buying diligently, one extra can every time you go shopping, or whatever, a couple extra cans each time. So there's still plenty of there. It doesn't move the needle at all. Prices aren't fluctuating because you're just diligently buying over the course of a couple weeks, a number of months, whatever. That's what we call an NPC, a non-playable character, someone who's not using their brain at all or has no brain. And there are many people like that on the earth. And that's kind of part of life. You have to navigate those landmines, those NPCs, those non-playable characters. So instead, what they would do, the people like that, they don't prepare at all. They have their head in the sand, and they're the people out there trying to get hand gel, trying to get tampons, toilet paper, liquor, things like that, when there is none. And they're stepping on bodies, and they are gouging people themselves, or they're having to pay out their behind because they weren't prepared, because they didn't do things appropriately over time. They didn't buy their insurance before they got in a wreck. And that's this entitlement mentality, this entitlement culture. That's what fiat does to you, right? Broken and monetary systems create broken incentives. Fiat debt-based systems create these incentives where you feel entitled. Well, we can just print the currency. Government can just give it to us. We can just have it airdropped. We can just print it up. We can just bail people out. We can bail them in. No, that's not how life works. You can't just counterfeit currency into thin air. Like you can't have a farmer doing all this work for 6, 7, 8 months, tilling the land and planting it and fertilizing it, taking care of it and growing it and nurturing it, and then harvesting it and sending it, and then someone just comes in with fake currency they didn't spend any energy for. They just typed digits into a computer, or they just printed off the printing press and then just came and bought with it. So they are stealing from that farmer. They're stealing from people. This is why we must go to an equity-based system. And that's why we advocate for Bitcoin, the system that can actually encapsulate and handle all of this. We have the benefit and the beauty now. We are the human beings that get perfect money, or the most perfect money ever created. We really probably there's people that make the argument we have never even had money until now. The actual definition of money: account, unit of account, store of value. Well, store of value is the biggest thing, right? Unit of account, medium of exchange, portable, divisible, fungible, and a store of value, a true store of value with no leaks, no inflationary leak. Can't find more of it. So we now have the most perfect money we've ever had. No leaks in the container of our time and energy, and we have to get prepared. Use some of that in these assets, in food, guns, energy, ammo, water, storage, building community. Buy some land if you can. Have a little garden, build a little garden, get some seeds, build a little garden on your patio, on your deck. You can do them in small spaces, but get prepared and do what you must do. That way you are part of the solution, not part of the problem. You can be the person helping in time of crisis. The Maui fires going on, tornadoes we have in the Midwest and the plains, hurricanes in the South, earthquakes out west. There's all these things that people deal with. And if you are prepared, then you can be part of the solution. Things don't have to be as bad if we are prepared. And the other beautiful part about this is the more independent, the more resilient we are, the less we need government, then the less we need our overlords telling us what we should or shouldn't do. When you aren't prepared, you aren't confident. And you're looking for someone else to give you things. You're looking for someone to have the answer. You're looking for an Elizabeth Warren or a Mitch McConnell to vote you something in that you didn't work for, to take it from someone else and give it to you because you weren't prepared. You didn't put the work in. Instead of buying those extra food storage that month and buying a bucket of food storage, 25-year shelf life food storage, or buying some extra cans, or buying a firearm to protect yourself. You chose to gamble it away, go to the casino. You chose to do some fantasy football. You chose to go to a couple hockey games that month and spend $500 doing that instead of buying that bucket of food storage. It's choices. Life's all about choices. Life's all about risk management. And it's all about trade-offs, opportunity cost. What are we trading off for? Are we thinking long-term? Are we thinking high time preference versus low time preference? Low time preference means we're thinking long-term, or are we thinking high time preference? Again, a fiat-based debt system makes you think high time preference. It makes you think YOLO. Oh, you only live once. I got to do it now because I'll just get bailed out. All the stuff's going to hell in a handbasket anyway, so I might as well just do it now. Your kids, how are your kids going to react to that? How are your grandkids going to react to that? How are you going to be thought of? The crazy part is I don't even think a lot of people think about this stuff, nor do they even care anymore. We've beaten people down so much they don't even care about this stuff. Like, I don't give a shit, Brandon. I don't care. I don't care about my name. I don't care about my kids and what they think of me. I don't care about my grandkids. I won't even be here. I won't even be here. That's what we've devolved to as human beings. God's highest form of creation. That's what we've evolved to. And low time preference being you think about the future. You think about getting yourself in better shape so you can live to see what's going to happen. Live to see your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. It's a very different world. Most Bitcoiners are low time preference people. They think long term. They think generations. They think 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now. It's a very different dichotomy. So we're in two different worlds right now, and we're crossing that bridge, this chasm from the old world, the old fiat legacy debt world, to the new equity-based Bitcoin, hyper-Bitcoinized world, equity world. So get prepared, please, 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 get prepared. This is insurance buying time. The calm, the quiet, when no one's talking about things, that's when you want to be buying things. This goes for investments. This goes for these assets. This goes for preparation. You want to be buying things when everything's hush-hush, when no one's talking about it. When things are really crazy about it, that's when you want to be selling those things. It's really just a good rule of thumb. That's how I operate. That's it. Again, we did another video about how we've 3x'd our net worth over the last 3 years. That's one of those ways. We are prepared. We got prepared at the times we should have, and we bought at the low times, and we sell at the high times. That's being diligent. That's being smart. I wish that for all people. Appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. Please share this out because the algorithm hates truth. Question everything is boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. And this is not financial advice, it's freedom advice. I'll see you on the next one.